Welcome to the online class of ABN and PR Degree College. Today we are going to discuss one of the papers of biotechnology, semester 6th, and here I am going to start a new paper, that is ecology. See, in this ecology there are 5 chapters are there, 5 units, and today I will start the first unit or unit 1. So first of all, what is the meaning of ecology? Ecology is a branch of science that deals with the interaction between the living organisms with other living organisms and also with the surrounding environment. And the name of the ecology was coined by Herbert Spencer. And here there are 2 branches of ecology. One is articology and another one is synecology. Articology means it is the ecology which is dealing with the single species. Ecology of a single species, that is called articology. And synecology means it is the ecology of various species or various communities of the living organisms. And here in the ecology there are 2 important factors, 2 important components or 2 important factors, and one is abiotic factor and another one is biotic factors. Abiotic factor means those are the factors which are not having any life, they are called abiotic factors or non-living factors. And another one is the biotic factors. Biotic factor means those are the organisms which are having a life, they are called as biotic factors. And here in the abiotic factors also there are some physical factors and also chemical factors. The abiotic factors which are classified into another 2 types. One is the physical factors and second one is chemical factors. In the physical factors, some of the factors like light, temperature, water, light, temperature, next another pressure, etc. they are included in physical factors. In the chemical factors, inorganic materials and some of the organic materials, they are included in the chemical factors. Other like oxygen, carbon dioxide, they are also included in the chemical factors. In this topic, I am going to explain one of the physical factors, that is light. See, the topic of the light was also asked in the previous examination in the essay question. So it's very important, and those who are listening the lesson, you should write the running notes also, or I will provide the Xerox materials also. Next, see, first of all, these are the different contents of the light. And first one is introduction. See, light is one of the most important abiotic factors, and without light we cannot survive, because light is the most important factor which is very essential for the plants to perform photosynthesis. Without photosynthesis we cannot survive, because the plants are the major factors, major components, biotic components. They prepare the own food materials and they give to the next biotic communities. So without plants we cannot survive. Without light the plant cannot survive, and we are also not survive without light. So light has that much of importance. So in this topic we are going to discuss a complete detail of about light. See, light is also very much important for the living organisms, both plants and also animals. See, the intensity and the duration of the light is also varies according to the season and also the altitude and also various places on the earth. See, light is very important for living organisms. as I already told about the light, which is very important for plants, for photosynthesis. The light is also very important for living organisms to perform various activities like foraging, that means collection of food materials, escaping from the predators, and also selection of mate for sexual reproduction, like that, which is very important for organisms like animals. See, light is have that much of importance, and which performs various functions. See, biological effects of light. See, first one is biological effects. Biological effects means, so what are the effects which are takes place in the body of living organisms? They are called biological effects. See, the first one is effects of light on pigmentation. Effects of light on pigmentation. Pigmentation means the whenever suppose whenever you go to the sunlight, your skin becomes dark. After you come to the shady places, again your skin becomes normal. So that is called pigmentation. See, pigmentation is mainly depends on the light. It is very much depends on the light. Light is very much important for pigmentation. See, some of the animals like cave-dwelling animals, that means they are living in the caves. They have very pale skin. For example, there is an amphibian called Proteus sanguinus. Amphibian called Proteus sanguinus. When it is a cave-dwelling animal, that means it lives in the caves. Its skin is very light color, that is a pale color. When the Proteus sanguinus it is brought into the sunlight, its skin becomes dark. That means the skin becomes more pigmented. When the light exposed on the body, or the body is exposed to the light, the pigmentation starts in the skin of those animals, and the skin becomes more dark. So that is the example of how the light affects on the skin to become more pigmented. So that is one of the more effects. And second one is effect of light on direction and rate of movements. So it is very important for light is very important for vision. So without light we cannot move to outside. So light is very important for both animals and also for human beings. Without light we cannot move. Suppose in the complete dark night, we cannot go outside because it is completely dark. So light is not there in the night. So see, light is very important. See here, light is very important for direction and rate of movements. See, one of the phototaxis. Phototaxis means some animals they move towards or away from the light, or the effect of light on the movement of the living organisms move or away from the light is called as phototaxis. Phototaxis. That means some of the animals which moves towards the light, they are called positively phototaxic animals. Some animals which moves away from the light, because they cannot tolerate the intensity of the light, so they can move away from the light. So the animals which can tolerate and they move towards the light are called as the phototaxic animals. Example, the euglena and some of the branches of the plants. And another one is negatively phototactic animals. That means some of the animals they move away from the light, they cannot tolerate. Like cockroaches, earthworms, they always move away from the light. So like that. And some of the they are also called as diurnal animals and nocturnal animals. Diurnal animals means they are active during daytime. When light is available plenty in the daytime, they are very active. So they are called as diurnal animals. For example, human beings and other animals, they are very active during daytime when light is more available. And some of the animals which are active during night time, they are called as nocturnal animals. Nocturnal animals. Some birds, cockroaches, earthworms, they are very active during night times. They are called as nocturnal animals. See, that is called as phototaxis. And the next one is photokinesis. Photokinesis means it is a effect of light on the non-directional movement of the animals. Effect of light on non-directional movement. Some of the animals like the Pinnotheris maculatus. Pinnotheris maculatus. The larvae of Pinnotheris maculatus, they are blind. When the light is there, when their body, the blind larval body is exposed to the light, they move fast. When light is not exposed to their bodies, their movement is slow. So light is very important for the fast movement of the organisms. See, this is the effect of light on direction and the rate of movement. And another one is effect of light on biological rhythms. Effect of light on biological rhythms. Rhythm means what is the similar pattern which repeated many times. That is called as rhythm. Similar pattern which repeats many times. That is called rhythm. See, some of the animals they behave when light is available in one way. When light is not available, they behave differently. So that is called biological rhythms. And the animals, the effect of light in one day, the effect of light on animals per one day or 24 hours, it is called as circadian rhythms. Circadian, 24 hours. And the effect of light on the living organisms for about 1 year, that is called as circannual rhythms. Circannual. Annual means 1 year. See, the effect of light on living organisms per 1 year, for about 1 year, is called as circannual rhythms. And the next one is influence of light on vision and behavior. Influence of light on vision. See, light is very important for vision. Without light, we cannot move from one place to another place. So our eyes are very active and functions when light is available. So it is very important. And behavior. Behavior means, for example, see, some of the birds, they go to the far distances from their nests to collect the food materials during night, during daytime only. During night time, they again come back to their native places, like their nests. So that behavior depends on the availability of the light. So many birds, they move away from their native places or their nests during daytime only. And after collection of their food materials, they again come back to their original places, to their nests. So that is very important. Next one is effect of light on metabolism. See, metabolism means what are the different chemical aspects, chemical activities which are done in the body of living organisms. That are called as metabolism. Metabolism means respiration, digestion, excretion, whatever the chemical activities which are takes place in their bodies are called as living organisms, called metabolism. See, light influences the metabolism. When light is available much more, the metabolism also increases. When light intensity is less, the metabolism decreases. So the metabolism is directly proportional to the availability of the light. Next, photoperiodism. Photoperiodism means the duration of the light. The duration of the light which is available to the living organisms is called as photoperiodism. The amount of light which is very important for the living organisms to perform all activities is called as critical photoperiod. Critical photoperiod. At that light, all animals they feel comfort, and above or below the a critical photo period, they feel discomfort. So that is called a photo period, photoperiodism. Next, bioluminescence. Bioluminescence means the light which is emitted from the living organisms is called as the bioluminescence. Bio means life, luminescence means light. Some of the animals they emit light from their bodies. For example, say luciferous insect. Luciferous insect. కామన్లీ మన తెలుగులో ఏమంటాం అంటే మినిగురు పురుగు అంటాం మనం. చూడండి దాని బాడీలోంచి లైట్ వస్తుంది బయటికి. See, like that many animals which are living in the deep sea animals, they release light from their bodies because they have certain type of proteins and some enzymes. By the chemical action of the protein and the enzymes, they emits light from their bodies. That is called as bioluminescence. And for example, pyrosoma, it is a deep sea animal, pyrosoma. Next, some of the jellyfishes, Chaetopterus. These are the animals which emits light from their bodies, and with the help of that light, they move in the dark places of the sea or oceans. For that light helps those animals, deep sea animals, to procure their food materials and also escaping from the predators. So that is called bioluminescence, and it is also called as cold light or living light. Next, effect of UV rays. See, light has different spectral wavelengths. See, ultraviolet rays means they are you know that ultraviolet rays are very dangerous, and the light rays which are less than 100 nanometers, they are called as more than 100 nanometers, they are called as ultraviolet rays. Generally, ultraviolet rays, there are three types. Ultraviolet rays C, ultraviolet rays A, ultraviolet rays B. C, B, A. Ultraviolet rays C, ultraviolet rays B, ultraviolet rays A. See, the ultraviolet rays C, they have the wavelength in between 100 to 280 nanometers. 100 to 280 nanometers wavelength. They are called as ultraviolet rays C, UVC. Next, UVB. UVB means the ultraviolet rays which have the wavelength in between 280 nanometers to 320 nanometers. They are called as ultraviolet rays D. Next, ultraviolet rays A, UVA. The ultraviolet rays which are having wavelength in between 320 to 380 nanometers. 320 to 380 nanometers, they are called as ultraviolet rays A. Here, ultraviolet rays C and ultraviolet rays B are more dangerous than the ultraviolet rays A. Generally, sometimes the ultraviolet rays gives some benefits to the human beings and other animals. Like when ultraviolet rays exposed to the when our bodies are exposed to the ultraviolet rays, some of the microorganisms on the skin, they will die. Or ultraviolet rays kills the microorganisms, harmful bacteria and other microorganisms, kills those microorganisms. Next, ultraviolet rays converts the sterols of mammals skin into vitamin D. Sterols of mammals skin into vitamin D. అంటే మన mammals లో ఉన్న స్కిన్ లో ఉండేటువంటి స్టెరాల్స్ ని అల్ట్రావైలెట్ రేస్ ఏం చేస్తాయంటే డి విటమిన్ గా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తాయి. సో అది అలాగా టూ బెనిఫిట్స్ అల్ట్రావైలెట్ రేస్ వల్ల ఉన్నాయి. ఫస్ట్ వన్, అల్ట్రావైలెట్ రేస్ కిల్స్ ది మైక్రో ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ ఆన్ ది స్కిన్ ఆఫ్ ది mammals. And second one is ultraviolet rays converts the sterols into vitamin D in the mammal's skin. See, like that, these are the different aspects in the light. See, next class uh, I will start another abiotic factor or physical factor of the ecology, that is the temperature. So, at this, I complete the topic of the light, which is very important, and which was also asked in the previous examination. Okay.